Hello, YouTube. Hi, everybody. Come on in. Sorry, I'm a bit late actually. Yeah, I had some delay. So I'm late. I'm sorry about that because we had this scheduled, right? Come on in if you're around. Let's talk about this Molten visa. How are you guys doing? If you're joining, please say hello in the comment section. Let me know. Let me know if you can hear me. But I think it's fine. Hello, guys. If you're joining, say hello in the comment section, and we can. I can see one person joining. Hello, welcome to the live, and thank you for joining. I'm actually late, right? I was supposed to be here earlier on, but something happened and I couldn't be here. Okay, and I apologize for that. Okay, so how's your day going? Let me know in the comment section. Okay, where you are joining from. Okay, let's get to familiarize ourselves. I promise you guys it's going to be quick, very quick and straightforward, okay? How are you guys doing? Okay, so we are just wanted to see that I have one or two persons, so I'm sure I'm not alone in this room. If you are joining, please say hello in the comment section. Okay, please say hello in the comment section and we can um we can move from there. Come on in, guys. Come on in, guys. If you're joining, please say hello in the comment section and we can move from there. Okay. Um, okay. Anyways, I know some people are gonna watch the video later. It's fine. Okay. I'm just going to basically be talking about, it would have been good if we had it done live because I would have wanted questions coming from you guys, but it's okay. I know people are going to watch the video later. And if you do have questions, even after watching it, you don't understand something, please go ahead and type your questions in the comment section and I will try and answer all of that questions. Okay. So I'm basically going to be talking about the the nomad visa. Okay, I will be talking about the nomad residency visa in Malta. Okay, and this is an amazing um, kind of visa, a different kind of visa that gives you certain privileges. Okay, I am sure a lot of people know about this visa at this stage. If you do know about it, amazing. Okay, but if you don't, okay, also I would love to highlight some of the updates. Okay, there are a few updates, a few changes that have been made to this visa in April 2024. Okay, and perhaps a lot of people are not aware of this. Okay, we also want to look at that, but at this stage this visa has always been there. It's also possible that a lot of people do not know. The fact that it's been there does not necessarily mean that people are aware of all of these things, because a lot of times, these things are there actually, but we do not know. Okay, but whatever it is, I'm just going to bring it out, so I will share my screen. Okay, um video, share screen. Okay, share. Amazing. Okay, so I have this. Okay, so this is the Malta residency permit. Okay, and basically this kind of visa, what it does for you is that this is not a study visa, this is not a work visa. Now these are for people who have good jobs. Okay, wherever they are, maybe in their home country, they have a good job and their jobs are done remotely, okay? But what for whatever reason they want to relocate and live somewhere, somewhere nice, somewhere Malta, okay, somewhere in the West, okay. So the Malta has this kind of visa to accommodate this kind of people. Okay, not all countries have accommodations. Okay, sometimes, okay, regardless of what you have in your country, you're probably going for a visitor's visa. But if you actually want to have a share of both worlds, okay, you want your own country, and as well you want a fair of living in a developed country as well, then you probably maybe you don't have a choice and to go in there and live up and get a job and all of that and that, right? But here, this gives you the opportunity to relocate yourself, your family, your dependents, okay, to Malta and live in Malta. Not necessarily needing to take up a job in Malta. You actually don't need to. You actually can't be working in Malta. Okay, you need to have a job. Maybe you are a freelancer, you have a job in your country that you do, but that job must be 100% remote job, okay, and you need to be able to demonstrate that. Then this visa is for you, okay. Maybe for some reasons you don't just like maybe other stuff about the country where you live. You don't there's no security. Maybe it's Africa, but you want your family to live in a different place, okay. You want better education or something, whatever your reason is, you want to live in the West, okay. So this visa is for you. Now, you don't need IELTS and all of those kind of stuff, okay. For you don't need all of that, for the jobs, all those things you would ordinarily need for a job, okay, because you're actually not going to be working in Malta. You're going to be doing your job remotely because your job allows you to work from anywhere. Now let's see who is eligible for this, okay. So just click on eligibility, okay. I'm going to leave this link, okay. It's called the Nomad Residency Permit, okay. So you just go in here, Nomad Residency Malta Government.mt, and it will bring you to this page. So I'll leave the link in the description below, like always, and you can have a thorough look at this, okay. Now, the beautiful thing as well, I forgot to say, is that the Malta, and of course, is a Schengen country. So if you have this Nomad Residence Permit, okay, you get all the Schengen privileges, which is a brilliant thing, okay. So yes, you want to take advantage of this if you're qualified for this. So let's see who's qualified, who's eligible for this. So applicants, excuse me, applicants must prove they can work remotely using telecoms. Applicant must also be third country nationals, okay. We've talked about this, right? Your job has to be 100% remote position, and you have to prove that, okay. In addition, applicants must prove they fall under one of the following. So work for an employer registered in a foreign country and have a contract of work, okay. So you need a contract of your job from your employer, and conduct a business activities for a company registered in a foreign country and of which applicant is partner, shareholder, or so. You could be a self-employed person as well. You could have a registered business and all of that. If you have a registered business in your country, absolutely fine, so long as you meet in with the minimum financial requirement, okay, that the Maltan government is looking for, that will demonstrate that you're able to sustain yourself and your family, okay, depending on the number of family you have, okay, in Malta, then you are good to go on this visa. Now, if you offer freelance or consulting services to clients whose permanent establishments are in a foreign country and with whom the applicant has contracts. So persons contracted by a foreign company and giving services to the company's Maltese subsidiary are not eligible for the nomad residence permit. Or in other words, you shouldn't be working in Malta, okay? Your employer must be anywhere outside Malta, okay? You're not taking a job in Malta. So moreover, an applicant must have a minimum gross yearly income of 32,400. Now, this is what it used to be before the 1st of April 2024. but this has changed. However, for people who have gotten this visa before the 1st of April 2024, it still remains like that for them. And I think even with subsequent renewal, because you need to continually prove that you meet the conditions of this visa to continue. Okay. And I think also we're going to see all of that. So 32,400, like I said, this has changed. Okay. So these are for the people who have gotten this visa already before the 1st of April. So the minimum gross yearly income will increase to 42,000, and this is what it is at the moment. Okay, so if you know about this already, and for any reason you are looking towards, getting yourself ready for this, it's important you know that the financial requirement has increased. Okay, from 32,400 to 42,000. This adjustment does not affect current beneficiaries, so people who have the visas already are not affected by this. Applying for a renewal, who will retain the same income conditions under which they applied originally. So if you have applied for this kind of visa initially before the 1st of April 2024, and that means you have done this with the financial requirement of 32,400, you have to continually, or it's okay to continually renew with that financial requirement, if you get what I mean, right? So you have no connection with the increase of 42,000. Okay, it does not apply to you. Also, this adjustment does not affect applicants who have submitted their applications before April 1st. Fair enough. Okay, and of course, you have to be 18 years and over. Now, what you must also do, you must hold a valid travel document, have a health insurance covering risks in Malta, hold a valid property rental or purchase agreement, provide a police conduct certificate, and pass a background verification check. Okay, standard rules and procedures for obtaining visas and similar permits apply in addition to the proof of eligibility. So this is basically, of course, yeah, you have to be an adult to do this. Okay, even though it was not mentioned here. So yeah, straightforward. Okay, and let's have a look at the okay, so this is the checklist. Okay, if you want to be applying for this. Now, the another thing that is interesting about this is the application can be done online. So the following application forms and documentation are required to be submitted through our online portal. So click on that, it brings you there, and that's a beautiful thing. So it actually makes it very easy for people, to be able to apply from wherever they are globally. Okay, there's no restriction, there is no it makes the application process very easy. So you need a letter of intent, okay, a signed and dated declaration by MA clearly stating the motivations for moving to Malta and the intention of applying for the nomad residence permit. International passport, obviously you need to have this. Curriculum vitae, of course you need this. Bank statement, the last 3 months bank statements in the name of the main applicant must be submitted. Okay, so it's important. Now, you don't necessarily, when you submit with your bank statement, you don't necessarily have to have this balance of 42,000 euros, okay, in your bank account. No, that's not the point. Okay, and you remember that amount is what you should earn annually. Okay, and yeah, so even if they're looking for that, they're going to be looking for what you earn monthly, but that's actually not the point. The point is to demonstrate that maybe even consistently in the last 5 months that you have been earning that equivalent. Okay, so maybe when it's divided into 12, okay, you've been earning that equivalent consistently. Okay, and with your contract you're able to prove that that is going to continue to be so. And remember, when you get to Malta, you're actually going to be required to prove that every year that continues, okay, to make sure that you still meet the requirements of your visa. Now, police conduct certificate, yes, for all applicants, obviously, anywhere, anytime you're doing any kind of thing, traveling abroad, you need to prove that you're a person of good character. Now, one thing I think is also important that is, if you're making application for this, I have heard from people who have applied in the past. that it's always the best to apply with your family if you have a family. Okay, so if you have a family, don't say, okay, when I get to Malta, I'm going to apply for them to join me. No, I think it's all I have heard, from people's experiences in the past, that it is always easier to move with your family at the time that the primary applicant, is making your application, right? And yes, do you need to pay taxes in Malta on when you're on this kind of visa? I don't think you need to pay taxes, especially for the first year. No, as far as I know. Okay, but you may want to do your research further as well. Okay, so let's look at the frequently asked questions. Let's look at the frequently asked questions. So, who is eligible? To be eligible, you have to be 18 years and over, able to work remotely and independent of location, using telecommunications technologies, and a third country national, excluding EU. So, you shouldn't come from the EU, Switzerland nationals from the currently ineligible countries. Okay. Um, So there are actually ineligible countries like Afghanistan, North Korea, Iraq, Democratic Republic of Congo, Somalia, South Sudan. So these countries are ineligible. Okay. Additionally, applications from the Russian Federation and the Republic of Belarus are currently not eligible. The list of ineligible countries may be revised from time to time by the agency as its discretion. So furthermore, you must prove that they fit under any one of the following. You are either employed, self-employed, or a freelancer. Okay, so persons contracted by a foreign company and giving services to the company's multi-subsidiary, and persons who directly or indirectly will be proving services to Malta-based companies or individuals are ineligible for the nomad residence permit. Okay, so your work overall should not be connected with Malta. Okay, so I think every other thing here is what we have all talked about. Um, so applicants submitting their applications prior to the 1st of April, of course, the money changes. Okay, the minimum financial requirement changes to 42,000. Um, so current nomad residence permit holders applying for a renewal will still retain the same income conditions. We've talked about this, right? So other eligibility criteria include a valid travel document, a valid property rental purchase agreement, covering the whole duration of the permit upon approval of the application, and a valid health insurance. Okay. Can a nomad residence permit holder include family members in his or her initial application? Yes, and actually, this is the preferred thing to do. The main act the main applicant, sorry, can include family members. The eligible dependents are the spouse, minor children, adult children, with children are not married and who are principally dependent on the main applicant. Adult children of the main applicant and or spouse, which children are unable to cope independently due to medical condition or disability, may apply for a permit under the same conditions together with the main applicant. Now, is it possible for the main applicant to include a dependent after effecting payment or after obtaining approval? No. So at the point when you're making your approval, it is very, very, very important that you declare, of course, why would you have a dependent as part, because you're clearly going to be asked that question. So it's important that you mention all of that. If after the approval and you have not mentioned them previously, you cannot add those people um, as your dependent, right, in your visa application. This is not possible. However, dependents may be added when the main applicant is applying for renewal. So you have to wait until your renewal, and that is why it's important to do it the first time. Newborns are the sole exception to this rule. Okay. And yeah, so if you have a newborn after you have gotten an approval for this, there's a form called the Form 2 and Form N2 and N4. Okay. That you need to fill this out, to breach that and be able to get that newborn join you as well. Okay, because in that case, that wasn't your fault, right? Fair enough. Application process. How do I and what is the application process? The application process must be made through our online application system, and the following application guidelines would apply. Okay, so you can click in there and read all of that. Can I engage a representative to assist with the application process? In cases where an applicant wishes to engage a representative to assist with the application process, a declaration is to be submitted, signed and submitted via the online portal, okay, by both parties, okay. And by doing so, the applicant gives his or her consent to the agency to share application details with the representative and allowing the representative to be included in all correspondence. Okay, so what fees are applicable? And the following fees apply: a non-refundable application fee of 300 per person to be paid to the Malta agency. So via a bank transfer from the main applicant's bank account. So if you're actually coming in with dependents, I think for each, absolutely, for each dependent, you have to pay this amount as well. So will one be notified if the application is successful? Applicants will be notified of the application outcome, whether it is approved or rejected by email, okay, via the same email address used by the applicant in the submission in his or her application. So should one change your email address, always it's important to update that, because that's where they're going to get back to you, right? Will one be notified of reason for a refusal? Residency Malta will conduct a background verification check on each applicant, ensure that the Malta, the main applicant, sorry, and any of his dependents are not or may not be a potential threat to the national security, public policy, or public health. Okay. And can an approved application be revoked? Yes. Residency Malta reserves the right to revoke an application after approval, should it become aware of, if anything changes, okay, if you have provided any false information or any breach of, the terms of your visa. Okay. So what is the duration of the nomad residence visa? A nomad residence permit is valid for 1 year from the issuance of the residence card. However, this can be renewed, okay, up to 4 years at the moment now. So you can stay up to 4 years in Malta. Can a nomad residence permit be renewed? Yes, the initial nomad residence permit is issued for 1 year, and the permit may be renewed 3 times. So for a total stay of a maximum of 4 years, okay? And at the discretion of the residency, so you have to continually meet um the criterias, right? Subject to the applicant still being able to satisfy the program criteria. Okay. And what are the eligibility criteria for renewal? I think everything that has applied the first time. And then with the money, remember, if you have paid the 32,400, that's if you have applied before April 1st, 2024, then the 32,400 is still your minimal financial criteria to prove, okay? But then if you have applied after April, then 42,000 euro applies to you. Now, when does one need to apply for the nomad residence permit renewal? It is the applicant's responsibility to ensure that the application for renewal is submitted at least 2 to 3 months prior to the expiration date of their current residence permit. Okay. Accommodation and residence card. It is mandatory to submit proof of accommodation in Malta upon submission. Is it mandatory to submit proof of accommodation in Malta upon submission of the application? No, it is not. Okay, proof of accommodation is submitted after the letter of approval in principle is issued. Okay, so you can come in here and have a read through. Okay, it's a long list of questions and answer, and I think it's a quite detailed one. Everything is well spelled out. So if this is a visa option for you, hop on it, okay? Because I think it's a brilliant kind of visa for people that, it ticks the boxes for them, okay? Like I'd always say, um, you know, different visa criteria would apply to different people. Not every, everybody's looking out for different things, with their travel requirements. Okay, so for some people this may be exactly what they're looking for. So if this ticks the boxes for you, I think it's a wonderful opportunity. Okay, so if you have any questions, I can see I don't have any questions at the moment because I can see anybody on the live, but that's okay. If you're watching this video later on and you have questions, please put them down in the comment section. I will do well, I'll come back to this video and I'll answer all your questions, and I'll try to leave the link in the description below so you can go in and have a watch, okay, a read through for yourself, a thorough read through for yourself, okay, and understand all of the details. But if you still find anything not really clear, not very clear, please ask your questions in the comment section and I'll be happy to answer. All right, I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful day, guys, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for all your engagement in the channel, all your likes, all your comments, all your shares. I mean, all the love in the channel. Thank you so, so much, guys. I don't take them for granted. Thank you so, so much. Okay. I hope you have a beautiful day for the rest of the day and stay safe and out of trouble. Right. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye bye.